"Will you kill my stepdad for me?" asked a 7-year-old girl as she walked into a biker bar with 7 crumpled dollar bills. The entire bar went dead silent. Richard, the chapter president, was the first to move. He knelt down to the girl's level. "What's your name, daughter?" "Tyler," the girl whispered. "Tyler, where did you get these bruises?" "My stepdad beats me and my mom when he drinks, but tonight was real bad." "Where does this stepdad live?" Richard asked, his voice dangerously quiet. "The blue trailer at the end of Maple Road, about 2 miles from here." Every biker knew that trailer park. It was where the meth dealers lived, where gunshots were common, where even cops went in pairs. Tank headed for the door. "Let's go handle this right now." "Wait," Richard commanded. But what he said next shocked everyone. "The girl asked us to kill someone for $7. Richard stood up slowly. "That means this kid is so desperate, she walked 2 miles in the dark to find killers." The bikers exchanged dark looks. They all knew what this meant. "Cops won't help," Razor said. "They never do in domestic cases until someone's dead." "Then we handle it our way," Snake suggested, pulling out his knife. Tyler's eyes went wide with fear and hope at the same time. Richard made a decision that would change everything. "Call Doc." Doc wasn't a doctor. He was their member who used to be a paramedic before he got caught stealing drugs. He looked at Tyler's injuries and his face went pale. "This kid has broken ribs," Doc announced. "Maybe internal bleeding too." The room exploded with cursing and threats. These hardened criminals were ready for blood. Tyler's stepdad had just signed his own death warrant. "Please help my mom," Tyler begged. "He said he's going to kill her tonight." That's when they heard the sirens. Everyone tensed. Cops meant trouble for men with records, but the sirens passed by heading toward Maple Road. Richard's phone rang. He answered and his face went dark. "There's been a shooting at the trailer park." Tyler collapsed to her knees. "No, no, no, my mom." What happened next went against every rule the banditos had. "Everyone rides now," Richard roared. 15 motorcycles roared to life in the parking lot. They broke every traffic law getting to that trailer park. Tyler rode with Richard, holding on tight as they raced through the night. The trailer park was surrounded by police cars and ambulances. The bikers pulled up in formation, ready for war. Several cops reached for their weapons when they saw the banditos' patches. This was about to get ugly.
Please click the subscribe button and show us your support.
Sheriff Johnson stepped forward. "Richard, you can't be here right now." "The girl's mother is in there," Richard said. "She's alive," the sheriff said quickly. "But her husband isn't." Tyler's stepdad was being loaded into an ambulance in handcuffs, bleeding from a gunshot wound. Tyler's mom was sitting in a police car with her own injuries. Here's what had happened while Tyler was gone. The stepdad had gotten even drunker and attacked Tyler's mom with a baseball bat. A neighbor, an old Vietnam veteran, heard the screaming and came over with his pistol. He shot the stepdad in the shoulder when he wouldn't stop beating the woman. But now there was a bigger problem. Child Services arrived and said Tyler had to go into foster care immediately. Her mom was being arrested too because she had fought back and stabbed her husband with a kitchen knife. "No," Tyler screamed. "Don't take my mom away." The social worker reached for Tyler. Richard stepped between them. "Back off," he growled. "Sir, I'll have you arrested for interference," the social worker threatened. "Try it," Richard said. 15 bikers formed a wall around Tyler. The cops were outnumbered and everyone knew it. The tension was explosive. Hands moved toward weapons on both sides. This was about to become a bloodbath. Sheriff Johnson had to make a choice: arrest 15 dangerous bikers and start a war, or find another way. "Everyone calm down," the sheriff ordered. "Let me make some calls." Richard's wife arrived 10 minutes later. She was a respected nurse at the local hospital with no criminal record. She also happened to be a certified emergency foster parent. "I'll take custody of Tyler tonight," she announced. The social worker hesitated. "That's highly irregular." "But it's legal," Richard's wife said. "Check your own rules." While they sorted out the paperwork, Richard approached the Vietnam veteran who had shot Tyler's stepdad. "Thank you for saving that woman," Richard said. The old veteran was shaking. "I couldn't let him kill her in front of that girl." "You need a lawyer?" Richard asked. "Can't afford one," the veteran admitted. "You can now." Richard handed him a card. "Tell him the banditos are paying." Tyler's mom was released after questioning. She hadn't actually stabbed her husband, just threatened him with a knife, but she had nowhere to go and no money for even a motel room. The bikers collected $500 in 5 minutes, but Tyler's stepdad was getting out too. His wound wasn't life-threatening, and he was being released on bail the next morning. He had already threatened to come back and finish what he started. The prosecutors said they couldn't hold him longer without more evidence. That's when Tyler did something extraordinary. "I recorded him," Tyler said quietly. Everyone turned to stare at the 7-year-old girl. Tyler pulled out an old phone from her pocket. "My real dad gave me this before he died and told me to record when bad things happen." On that phone were 17 videos of her stepdad beating her and her mother, dates going back 6 months. Clear evidence of child abuse and domestic violence. The prosecutor's eyes went wide. This changes everything. Tyler's stepdad was charged with 37 counts of abuse. Bail was set at $500,000. He wasn't going anywhere. But the story was far from over. The stepdad's brothers showed up the next day looking for revenge. 3 meth dealers with guns who wanted Tyler and her mom dead for sending their brother to prison. They made the mistake of coming to the motel where Tyler and her mom were staying. 15 bikers were waiting for them. What happened in that parking lot became legend. No shots were fired, but 3 meth dealers left town that night and never came back. Some say they're buried in the desert. Others say they're in witness protection. Richard will only say they decided to relocate for health reasons. Tyler's stepdad took a plea deal for 8 years in prison after his brothers disappeared. He knew what would happen if he ever came near Tyler or her mother again. The Vietnam veteran who saved Tyler's mom was given a medal by the city. The banditos paid for his lawyer, and he was never charged with any crime. Tyler and her mom moved into a new apartment protected by the motorcycle club. Any man who looked at them wrong got a visit from 15 bikers who explained the situation clearly. Tyler kept those $7, though. Years later, when Richard asked her why, Tyler said something profound. "Those $7 were worth more than money," Tyler explained. "They bought me an army of guardian angels who looked like demons." Richard framed those $7 in the Iron Horse bar. The banditos still meet at that bar every Thursday night. And if a child ever walks in asking for help, they remember Tyler and the night they chose to be heroes instead of killers. Sometimes the most dangerous men make the best protectors because they understand violence and know exactly when not to use it. Tyler's grown now with kids of her own. She still visits Richard every week, not because she needs protection anymore, but because family isn't always blood. Sometimes family is 15 dangerous bikers who choose to save you instead of becoming what you ask them to be. We're going Cho Attack Track to Tact Inspire Potting. Please click the subscribe button and show us your support.
Please click the subscribe button and show us your support.